stick around with me to see what color I'm gonna paint this. Ooh, or even better, write it in the comments. I got this barn find CF70 that I plan to revive, but after finding 75 different ranges under the seat, I drastically changed my mind and decided to make the coolest little mini bike ever. Now I know guys, you probably can't wait until I tear in this rusty engine, but we'll do that a little bit later. First I have to disassemble this whole bike because I've decided to repaint it, and stick around, you gonna love it. Now interestingly enough, this bike appears worse than it is. There looks to be a lot of rust, but all the bolts open pretty freely, so let's start with some of the bolts. Since the bike is so rusty, you would expect the disassembly to be very difficult, but it wasn't at all. I started off with the small things, taking off the hand controls of the bar. The fuel tank comes out next, which is super rusty inside, and I will have to attend to that later on. Removing the fork cover revealed absolutely shot fork seals, but that's a headache for another day. There was about 8 ball bearings left in the steering head, so I'm glad that this is getting done now, rather than later on. These rear shocks are also not original and in absolutely porous state, so eventually I will have to change them as well. And there you have it, I made it quick work with a pile of rust on the floor. It was surprisingly easy to take this bike apart. All the rusty bolts were not even that rusty. Now when this is done, the next part is to strip the paint. I have the paint stripper. It's terribly toxic to work with, so we're gonna have to stick through it. Let's go. The paint stripping chemical is super toxic, so wearing thick gloves is an absolute must because it will burn your skin. Probably a face mask would be useful as well. Normally you take a paintbrush and you place a thick coat of the paint stripper and then just let it soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. And when the paint is nice and bubbly, you take a scraping tool and scrape it all off. And unfortunately in my situation there's like 75 layers of paint and it's not very quick and easy process. Quite likely I will not be able to use these forks for the build, but I'll still clean them up as it's not that difficult. It's been again one of those jobs, you know, in your head you think it's gonna take 2 hours, it takes 2 days. Again! Just stick with me guys, soon we're finished with this. Purchase of the year so far goes to the wire wheel. This made quick work from any paint residue left on the frame, as well as helped clean up the parts that are difficult to get to. These crusty wheels will also need refurbishing, and these are almost like racing 3-piece wheels, you can disassemble them. That's cool. And the tires were rusted to their beads. Here's a pro tip on how to de-bead your tires. Find a sturdy anchoring point, place your tire on the ground, use a wooden block and push it down with your leverage. You can even remove the bead of a car tire like this. So next up I'll clean up the wheels. Oh my god, they've seen better days. I hope that this is some surface rust and there's still some structural integrity left in them, but it looks pretty rough. But let's take some grinding and let's see if we can clean them up. Come on. De-beading the tires revealed that some further weight reduction will be necessary. My shop will require a deep cleanse after this. The amount of rust has been incredible. Look at this. Look at this stuff. This is all rust. It's black because it was all rusty. It's insane. How much rust can there be on one bike? But we're nearly there. I think 1 day of work and we're gonna have to be able to prime it first. I think you're gonna like the color. I think I have some ideas. of what I'm gonna do with the bike, I think you're gonna love the color. It's alright guys, so stick around with me to see what color I'm gonna paint this. Ooh, well, even better, write it in the comments, what color am I gonna paint this bike? Let me know. Well, this shit was supposed to take me 2 hours. And as always, it ended up like 2.5 days, genuinely. Now I know this is not super interesting, but this is the reality of builds, you know? It's not like some magic YouTube Mr. Beast finishing car in 1 hour or whatever. This is the reality. You sit in garage and you polish a fucking turd for 3 days and there's nothing there. And it's still not finished. So that's what I'm gonna continue with. I'm gonna rust treat these so that I can finally move on from this. Come on guys, stick with me, stick with me. Soon it's gonna get real exciting. All right, I got myself this thing. It's weird, it almost looks like Coke. So it stops basically rust, so it should make everything black and then you can clean it and paint over it. All right, let's go guys. Giving the wheels some rust treatment is an absolute must, as any further weight reduction will probably result in invisible rims, and I've heard that those are not very reliable. Alright, I did find something that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Obviously the fork seals are absolutely shot, as you could imagine, because it's been not used for like 75 million years, but I don't know what are these forks and what are these from, because I checked the internet and these are definitely not from the original bike, because because you can see that this has been welded on there, and this is definitely not the original. So my issue is I cannot replace the fork seals because I don't know where they're from, so I might need to go back to internet and buy the original forks. Hate to spend money on this, so today I've been trying anything to prevent any work to get done here. I went for a ride with Chicken Joe here, lost the taillight here. By the way, I don't know if you saw the episode where I bought this exhaust for 50 euros, go and watch that as well. While doing absolutely nothing today, I did pick up something really good. So I got myself another swing arm for the CF70. This one is in a better shape. I cannot quite tell you yet why do I have it, but you will love it. Or hate it, we never know. But either way, the next step is, guys, I need to clean this one as well. Let's go. In the spirit of continue not getting anything done is, I've decided that I want to weld these holes or some of the holes on the frame closed. It's gonna make more sense later on, but I just want the frame to be clean from the outside. Alright guys, so let's procrastinate further. Let's go. I don't know how well you can see, but there's this weird triangular thing here. Again, I don't want it, so I will weld that shut as well. Enough with the holes on this. It's been a long time, my nemesis. We'll see how this goes. I will fill in the holes at the back of the bike because probably I won't have any of the original taillights, and it will give the bike a more slick look. For those of you who already know me, know that me and Welder are not very good friends. I would rate my welding skills a strong 2.5 out of 10 on a good day. But the good news is, the only way is up. Luckily, the metal on this vintage rust bucket is like 3 mm thick, so burning through is not a common occurrence. Once all the welding is done, all that's left is to take the grinding wheel and grind down the welds to match the body lines. Sometimes you feel like you're working for a week straight and nothing gets done. At least that's how it looks like. I'm almost done with sanding and grinding of the old paint. This is ready to have at least some sort of primer on. So I'm gonna clean it up as much as I can and put a layer of primer on so it doesn't start to rust while I do other things. Let's go! It's been rough, guys, it's been rough. And once the metal is ready, I give it a deep clean with a 70% alcohol prep and wipe off any of the remaining dust or fingerprints. I'm sure you have heard it before, but for the more stubborn of you, I'll repeat it again. When it comes to paint jobs, preparation is everything, and failing in any of these steps will leave visible marks in your finished job. And then I hang all the wheels like your grandma's jeans on a laundry day. A quick dance to the gods of paint on Asia, and we're ready for the first layer of primer. The first layer is always very light and see-through, and you build the cover with the subsequent layers. This is a high filler primer, and I'm very happy how it filled out the imperfections of my metalwork and preparation. In total, I did 3 layers of primer on all of these parts. Look what I found in trash. Finally I can sit down, relax and rethink my life decisions. I have finally managed to prime all of this, but for now I need to do another once over with the sandpaper with a 500 grit and do a final prime. And after that I will reveal the color it's gonna be. I hope you're excited, because I am. I want to really see how it lays and how it looks on it. But for now, let's go! I use a 500 grit sandpaper and some soapy water to wet sand everything. If you remember, there were these holes here. They're pretty well covered. I think another layer of primer and will be perfect. Well, to be frank guys, I'm pretty satisfied how this whole thing looks. It's not perfect, but hillbilly money, let's go. I think it's better than I expected in a way. There are some blemishes and I wished I worked a little bit more, but that's what we get for today. It's the final wipe down. This is a reference to a song. Let me know in the comments if you know what song it is. And again, 70% alcohol prep to remove any dust or fingerprints left by my clumsy hands. So the last wipe downs are done. Now it's finally ready for paint. So drum roll in the studio, let's figure out what paint I've decided on this. What do you think? Ta-da! This is not gonna be the paint I'm gonna painting this bike. I bought this at first because I thought I'm gonna restore the bike, but then I drastically changed my mind on heavily modifying this thing, so I changed my mind from this to this. Can you see this? This is like Nardo gray, and it's gonna be combined with black wheels, and I think it's gonna be super dope. Maybe some yellow in there somewhere as well. Right guys, time to close the door, put on the mask and get to work guys. Let's get it. Paint, similar to primer, goes on the same way. The first layer has to be light powdering. Any thick strokes on the first layer will result into massive paint runs. And just like any other runs, you don't want these either. With the paint going on layer by layer, I'm getting more and more excited about the end result of this. The whole week of cumbersome and boring work has finally brought some results. I hope you love it too. Well, and there you have it guys. You surprised by that? I know, it's not very classic, but stick around. It's gonna be super cool. Let me know in the comments what do you think I'm gonna do next with the bike. God damn, I'm high. Alright guys, now well this is it for today. I'm sorry about the slower episode, but stick around to the next time, we'll definitely get the bike started as well. Thanks for watching, you already know guys. Stay tough motherfuckers. Hey. Have you subscribed? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Do those things.